Hey, it's your friend and host, Courtney Turek, and welcome to Bold Moves, Confident Choices, the podcast where we own our path, make fearless decisions, and get real about what it takes to turn bold ideas into reality. So today's guest, I'm going to share, brings the fire. He is an individual who's going to share with us leadership is not as complicated as we make it. It's actually pretty simple in the end. So, this amazing guest is Enrique Acosta Gonzalez. He is a 26-year Navy vet turned leadership disruptor. He has been named one of the top 200 thought leaders, the top 10 inspiring leaders, and also has received the Global Executive Coach of the Year. He's a 6-time best-selling author, a leadership podcaster who has a tremendous global reach. As a certified John Maxwell coach, he's a no BS mentor and a man on a mission to call leaders up, not out. If you're ready to stop playing small and start leading with power, purpose, and authenticity, this one's for you. So let's dive in and talk some bold moves with my amazing friend, Enrique. Enrique, let's dive in and talk some bold moves, my friend. How are
Yes,
you
indeed.
today?
Oh, thank you, Courtney, for having me. I'm doing great. Post birthday, I can't complain. One more year around the sun, right?
That's a very special day and one to be celebrated for sure. So, Enrique, tell us a little bit more about yourself before we really dive into this big pivotal move in your life.
Yeah, I mean, if you go online, you'll find a lot because I talk a lot and people have spotlighted me or whatever. But if I was to encapsulate all that, I'm just a young boy from Puerto Rico, raised there, grew up in New York, joined the Navy, saw the world. I loved it and am trying now to help others get where they know they should be faster, but without all the bumps, right? So that's it in a nutshell.
Well, Enrique, so everyone out there, we know each other through a community called the Outlier Project. And I've been so honored to be surrounded by someone like Enrique. It sounds like you've lived multiple lives, Enrique. Your life continues to go on and on. And how long have you been in this new evolution of your life?
Yeah, the new evolution, I would say, began right around 2014 or so, where my wife called me out. Talk about talk about calling people out. She made me aware of something that I wasn't,
Mm.
and it was specifically in leadership. I had a young group of newly minted chiefs. Those are E7s in the Navy, and I had them over for a chit chat, signatures, and all the nice little things that we do during that season for them. And apparently, I was unaware. One of them came and spoke to my wife in private, and they had asked, "Is this the senior chief that's here like that? Because he's not like that at work." And they had seen a jovial, happy go lucky, smiling, just having fun kind of guy, but that's not what they saw at work. Now, it's the military, but I realized that I had been cheating them out of my fullness. And when she apparently told them, "I don't know what version you got, but you keep that one over there and I'll keep this one over here." So that really made me aware that I was living a dual life and not helping, although in the military setting, maybe helping them, I wasn't helping them fully. And so that time I decided to integrate all of me in everything I did, and it changed everything.
Wow, what a story. And so when you say integrate everything you did in life to blend together, what was that process like?
Yeah, it was tough at first because I had siloed my life. I was a minister at the same time. I did the church. I did the military. I did the sports. Everything was siloed. And when I was operating in each one, I was the best version of that. But then again, I wasn't giving everybody everything that I could, given all my experiences. So although it was tough, I started to see better results. I started to see more impacted lives. I started to see real transformative change in people because now they had all of it.
Wow. So, Enrique, you talk about basically it's almost like you had your blinders on for each role that you had to show up at. Why do you believe you felt you needed to show up in that way initially?
Yeah, I think it was my first 3 years. That first 3 years in the military was tumultuous in terms of how I experienced being an American. It was not the same for me as it was for everybody else. When I had gotten challenged because of my accent, because of my color, whatever it may have been, I said, well, in each place I am, I have to be this particular description of what a person would be in that role. And then I started to compartmentalize each role with a persona,
Mm.
basically. And so that's how all of that came about.
And Ricky, that makes so much sense for many of us in the corporate world, where, especially as a female in the corporate world, I know that I have tried to fit myself in this box and in the role to make sure I'm matching what they believe is perfection or what that should be. So, what a wild thought to think that you experienced that the same way in the Navy and coming over from Puerto Rico, and that you felt that is what you needed to do to fit in.
Yeah, and a lot of people do. They won't claim it, but if you really think about most people do. And it's because we have this idea that there is a perfect description of what a whatever you might want to call it, right? A
Right.
CEO. There's this thing. They don't mix and they don't this and that and the other. It'll be wise for people to start identifying, hey, I'm doing that. And I need
Mhm.
to stop because at the end of the day, all these people are going to go away. I may be in a bed somewhere. All these people ain't going to visit me. So
Right.
let me be me. Let me be me, the best of me, all of me. And then if they like it or not, that's their decision.
So in the Navy, Enrique, it is very easy to be put in the box.
Hmm.
So, what are ways that you can share? What are three things you can tell the audience of how to move into becoming their true, authentic person? Because I'm sure it wasn't easy, or maybe it was.
Hmm. Well, I'll tell you that from that moment with my wife bringing that up to me, I was in charge. I was the senior enlisted leader of a group of 50 mixed military civilian. So it was the CO, XO, and myself. We were the what we call triad. And prior to that, this was a off to the side type of command. Nobody was really giving them too much love, and they were just serving their time there and moving out. By the time I was done with all of my process and then now giving them all of my process, by the time I was gone of there, we had the sailor of the year of the entire claimancy come out of that command. The very first chief warrant officer in 45 years come out of that command. I left there with 3 medals. So
Incredible.
we had promotions and we had retention awards, and that's what happens, leaders, when you stop playing the silo game. You truly enrich your people. It ended up being one of the most famous commands from the claimancy, and it was all because one person made somebody aware, and then that awareness brought that change.
So, really, for you, it's just be more self aware, right?
It starts there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it can't start anywhere else. You have to know it and then own it. And once
And
you own it,
yeah.
you can make changes.
So when your wife brought this up to you, Enrique, could you point it out? Could you feel it?
Oh, immediately. I knew it. It wasn't like it. No, everybody that's playing this game knows they are. A woman
Yeah.
that is trying to play a role of a man knows they are. Because
Right.
when they come home, you feel the weight.
For sure.
You know that you have been playing this person that you're not just because the environment, you think the environment requires it.
Right.
When we actually are requiring you to be the best and just be you. So
I love it. Well, Enrique, that was a really pivotal moment in your life. So let me ask, because I have a feeling you have a lot of bold moves that have happened throughout your years. What would you say is that big, bold, pivotal moment in your life that took you to the next level personally or professionally?
when I decided to stop living a lie and live in truth, that was it. I was embracing a lot of lies in my life instead of saying, no, that's not who I am and that's not what I'm going to do. As a leader, you do one or two things. You either live by truth or you live by lies. And you got to decide which one you're going to be happy with at the end.
So, Enrique, we have a lot of leaders out here listening in and who are trying to be more of themselves. They're trying to become more self aware, but also they're still, where they're in that corporate box. They're trying to fit the mold. They're trying to get that next level of promotion. How can you help guide us and them to start breaking down those walls to show who you are at the core and that is the way to true leadership?
If you are yourself and you're still being an asset to your company, you don't have nothing to fear. You don't have anything to fear. All they care about is you being an asset. Don't be a liability, right? But if being you is a liability, you might want to get another job, right? Just consider that you may be cheating the world out by playing somebody else's role. Don't do it. Just play your role, be excellent at it, be an asset, and you will see some good things come your way. Maybe that company's not right for you as you are. And so there's some courageous decisions you have to make, right? It takes courage to live you. In this world, it does. So I always say, bet on you. You're the best asset this world can have, but only if it's truly you. Everybody else got a copy. So.
Yeah, wow. Obviously, live a lot of what you're saying. And it took me some time to figure that out in life myself, Enrique. And interesting enough, I was writing a post today about my experience back on Shark Tank. And now looking forward, how even in that moment, I wasn't myself. Like I was dimming my light then. My true, authentic self wasn't even on that stage. And once you can step into who you are at your core, even all your little quirks, that's when people are drawn to you.
Mhm.
And that's when you help others shine up or raise up to the best of their own self, right? So you've talked to millions of leaders, Enrique, and everyone, you need to check out Enrique's podcast and just follow him. He has a huge, huge following and he's talked to some incredible people. What do you see out of these leaders beyond just being themselves? We all want that toolkit, that rule book of being the best leader. What are some things you can share with us from all these leaders that you have spoken to that really resonate with you? And you're like, this is what I need to keep bringing to the surface beyond being yourself.
So that change that I spoke about would have never came had I not been able to listen to my wife and accept her knowledge and accept that she had something that was groundbreaking for me. So as leaders, there comes a time when we think that we don't need a particular thing because, oh, I know this.
Mhm.
Don't close your ears as a leader. Do not close your ears. There's wisdom that comes from children that will astound you. And it's only because you learn to forget. So keep your ears open, keep your heart humble enough to accept some of the things, though painful as they may be, because others see what we cannot. And when they come with that advice or that word or that encouragement or whatever it may be humble enough to say, wow, maybe I am doing that. I'm not sure, but let me explore it because it may be true. And you will be surprised how many leaders have stopped listening. And it is probably the major complaint of most people. My leader doesn't listen. So if I could say anything, it would be that.
And when you listen as a leader, what does that provide to your team?
Well, it provides a lot of things because number one, a leader that listens gets some favor from their team. Like he might not be perfect, but he listens and he's willing to do this, that, and the other for the sake of what? And also your team is being heard. Oh my. You can't calculate the impact of a team that feels that they're being heard by their leader. And it's going to differ for every leader because every team is different. But I'll tell you one thing that may be the same. Your people will start to love you and not just listen to you, right?
Yeah. At the end of the day, we all want to be heard
Mhm.
on some level. And I'm going to call myself out, Enrique. Recently, somebody was giving some feedback, and I personally squashed it in the moment. And I walked away from that and I thought, shame on you, Courtney. Shame on me, because you know what? They had every right to be heard. And at that moment, I just made a shift in the culture or the energy in that space to make people feel that it's not okay to speak up. And that was at the moment as a leader that I had to take accountability and apologize for that behavior because it
Yeah,
can impact culture.
it's hard. I'm not gonna say it's easy, right? Everybody's got their view of themselves and this or that. But the moment we stop listening, and it's not hearing, it's listening, we start to number our days.
Yes.
It is.
Yes. So, Enrique, when you think back to your younger self,
Mhm.
what would you tell Enrique at 18 years old today?
I would say there is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. I suffered some hard times my first 3 years in the military, but because I was believing the narrative that there was something wrong with me, I created somebody that I couldn't live with. And so, for the young people out there that are getting all of this, what's wrong with your generation? Believe me, I've heard that over 50 years of different generations. That's not going to change. People are just like that. There's nothing wrong with you. Find what you love, find what you're passionate about, do it with your heart's content, and impact how you are. Don't change it, because then we'll have a diluted version of what God created, and nobody wants that.
Yeah. So, Enrique, I mean, that right there is really powerful and goes into your message of just being you as a leader. How long did it take you to figure that out?
I would say about 5 years ago. Now I'm 54.
Yeah.
That's a long time living thinking that there's something wrong. That's why I bring that up. I want to void you of the experience of decades of feeling like there's something wrong when there really isn't.
We're all trying to fit in this mold again, Enrique, especially when we look at social media and all the outside noise. And fitting in that mold feels safe.
It's what they call deceptive safety. It's deceptive.
Mhm.
You're only making somebody feel good about themselves. You're making yourself feel worse.
Yeah,
And those people can't even remember your name right now.
exactly right. While we think it feels safe, Enrique, honestly, it's suffocating
Yeah.
until you really can just come out and be who you are.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, so Enrique, there's so much that we have talked about in this short amount of time, which has been incredible. And I'm walking away from the conversation reflecting already on what you've shared, and that is be you, right? If anyone out there, whether you're a leader or you're an aspiring leader, the best you can do is to be yourself. That is when your true leadership will come through. Next is to listen, keep your ears open because people's words have power. And if you can let them be heard, that is power in itself as a leader. And last, have a humble heart and then know that you're worth it and you've got what it takes to conquer this world. So, as we walk away here, Enrique, what would you like to leave everyone else with? Anything
You're
else?
Yeah, you're a treasure. You are a treasure, and if you don't realize that, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that the world has presented you something where you can believe something else. There is only one person like you, one at any given time. And I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older, it's more like present. You are a treasure, and you need to just hug that and tell it to yourself. Look in the mirror. You are a treasure. We all have flaws, but there's only one you. And I need this. I need that one you. This world needs that one you to play the role that you were given to play, not somebody else's. So you're a treasure. I'll leave it there.
I know so many people needed to hear that today, Enrique. So thank you so much. If anybody wants to find and reach you, where do they go?
Yeah, the best place to find me is LinkedIn. You can get all my info there and contact info and all of that.
Awesome. And check him out on YouTube as well. He's definitely heavily involved over there. But Enrique, again, thank you so much for being here today and sharing your leadership with us here at Bold Moves Confident Choices.
Oh,
And
thank
to
you for having me.
You're so welcome. And to everyone out there, go be bold, be confident, and be you. Thanks. Thanks for tuning in to Bold Moves, Confident Choices. Remember, the boldest moves come from trusting ourselves and taking action. If you love this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, or share with someone who needs a little extra boost to boldness. Until next time, be bold, be confident, be you. Thanks.